right. What's up, guys? Vernon here, Skyline Radio with Juergen Janzen today. Juergen, introduce yourself. Did I say that right?
You did say that right. Juergen Janzen. I don't know. I've been in Stillwater now for 35 years, basically. Went to college here. So,
where are you from originally?
Wichita, Kansas. My dad was an electrical engineer for Cessna. Went to Wichita State on the GI Bill after he got out of the military, and I was a little kid and heard the word "shut up" a lot, so I don't really like that word anymore.
Fair enough.
While he was studying, So anyway, and then moved to Enid. So Enid's really what I call home.
Yeah. So now you own Janzen Toyota.
Yes, sir.
Talk to us a little bit about that. How did that get around?
Well, we got started in 1990. I was working for Fred Jones Lincoln Mercury in Tulsa at the time, and the used car buyer there for the Fred Jones group told me about the store. He said, "You need to talk to your dad about helping you get set up in that store." So my dad and my uncle ended up buying the store, and I bought in 2 years later, basically, my first 15%.
How old were you?
24 or 5 years old. So anyhow, it was a struggle. It was undercapitalized. Business was growing, and we were losing money.
I know what that's like. I've been there.
So
what did you major in at OSU?
I was a business marketing major. So 4 years, my dad told me he'd help pay tuition and books or room and board, whichever was more expensive. Fraternity, I joined a fraternity, and it was more expensive than the tuition and books. Probably not that way today, but ended up paying half of my schooling, and my spending money. So I would drive home, wash cars on the weekend. The family has currently it's a GMC store, but it used to be Oldsmobile and GMC. My granddad started in 1967.
Nice. So you bought in your first 15% a couple years later, then what?
Well, then I kept buying as much as they'd sell me. And so I'm trying to think of what year my dad was, so 26, almost 27 years ago. He had a massive stroke when he was 54. I had 30% at that time. I started running the organization, and he had a desk in my office, which was his office to begin with. And so after he passed, which was 5 years post that, we had a buy-sell. So my uncle and I were partners, and he wanted me to, so I got over the 51% marker with him, so I could have control, so to speak, be the dealer principal. And after we got done with buying my mom out, which was 3 years post his, my uncle said, "I'm going to sell you the other 49% at 10% a year, and here's how much I want for it." Okay. And that's how it happened. I was in debt up to my eyeballs and kept swimming.
That is the key right there, is just keep swimming. Get you a little Finding Nemo in you and just keep swimming, because what was it? Boone Pickens said or was it Boone that said I was broke about 3 times before I knew it? I was too busy to realize it.
Right. Well, I can remember borrowing money to just pay my taxes.
And they come for that, don't they?
100%. They don't. So good news is as I kept buying stock out earned the debt.
Doesn't feel like it when it's happening, though, does it?
No. My children they didn't know any different. The house that we live in now, they grew up in, they were born and lived in a different house, but they don't remember that.
Yeah.
They were young enough, and I shouldn't have built it when I built it, but somebody wanted to buy my house, and I sold it in a day. So I rented a house and bought a lot and built a home.
There you go.
So that was 2004.
So it's not just any little Toyota dealership. Y'all do quite a bit of business, and I know you've got a bunch of accolades, more than I can remember or even think about.
very fortunate. Toyota in today's world, they don't measure us on customer satisfaction. They measure us on retention.
Mm-hmm.
And so you retain the customer. Let's say you were upset. We want to try and figure out what's going on and retain you as a customer. And so if you retain that customer, they figure you're taken care of. They're satisfied.
Yeah.
And currently we rank number 3 in the in our 5-state region. I don't know what that national number is. There's approximately 1,320 Toyota dealers across the country, and I would guess that we're somewhere in that top 30 to top 40 in the nation. Maybe better, but yeah. I don't get that information. In retention.
How has selling cars changed in all the years you've been doing it? It's been a pretty wild ride, I bet.
Yeah, the basics part is still there. Yeah. You got to take care of the customer, have a relationship with that customer, because if they don't feel comfortable or don't like you,
yeah,
you're not going to sell them a car. Yeah. And so you need to learn how to overcome objections. That hey, if it's a value, if they go that's too much money, well, one, it's either outside of a budget, or they don't see the value in the pricing point, or we've done a poor job of listening to what their needs are before they go out and drive an expensive car, but they want a lower payment. Well, yeah. Sometimes that happens that way, and sometimes it goes the other way. Maybe they want a more expensive car, and we try and show them something that we didn't do our homework with the customer.
Toyota has changed a bunch in those years too, haven't they?
My gosh. When Camry got redesigned in the new body style 92, that really
changed the game a little.
The brand. It's still the number 1 selling car in the United States. It's the most, to my knowledge, still the most American-made and content and produced vehicle in the United States. So that built in Kentucky.
Yeah.
So anyhow, but Toyota's grown a lot. I can't even tell you how many cars are in their umbrella today. I'd have to really need an abacus.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, and then they weren't exactly making luxury vehicles back then, were they?
Well, today the Toyota brand actually has cars that you would think were luxury cars, but it's in a mass market brand.
Yeah.
And Lexus started.
They're making really nice vehicles.
Yeah, I think Lexus started in 1990 or maybe 88 with the LS 400.
Yeah.
And so, and that brand is
that kind of popped it.
That brand is unbelievable too. So, and Toyota's a unbelievable partner with their dealers. They consider us partners. They listen to us. They listen to our input. I've been on dealer council at least 12 years of my 34
What's that?
Plus.
What's dealer council?
Dealer council is
completely ignorant.
Okay, well, dealer council's they bring, and I was just on regional, and then they've got national. So we'll do regional meetings, and so you talk about any issues that we might be having, whether it's product or maybe how their policy on, hey, we've changed this and this is what we're going to do moving forward. And so some of them are praises and some of them are concerns, whether we have maybe there's a product quality challenge with a certain product, that brand new launch or something like that. It just happens rarely, but it does happen, and they do listen and they reply to us. And then anything from regional, then we have a regional chairman person, and they're on National Dealer Council, and then they meet with Toyota Motor North America, TMNA.
Just goes up the ladder,
and it's transparent. We'll get all the information. Our dealer council rep asks for feedback, what's going on, what's happening in your store, whether it's parts packaging, if there's maybe they don't package a fender correctly and we get a lot of damaged fenders in, then you got to ship it back. It delays the customer's car getting repaired, and they listen to that and try and figure out a way to fix it.
Yeah. How was so you came here 35 years ago, you said, all right?
Yeah, I moved here in October of 90.
Yeah.
And we opened, day one was November 1st.
Yeah. What's Stillwater done since then? How's that been for you?
It's doubled.
At least.
Yeah. I think there was 22 or 23,000 residents in Stillwater at that time. And you don't know how many are collegiate students that actually register here.
Yeah.
So the 2020, when COVID actually happened, I was chicken little. I thought the sky was going to fall. Didn't know whether the governor was going to declare us essential or not.
Nobody knew.
The restaurant business got absolutely hammered during that time period. The car business actually, because we were deemed essential, so we get repair cars because we had repair facilities.
And then they were giving away money.
Oh, and
the interest rates were.
There was more demand than there was product.
Yeah, just couldn't get it then.
And the crazy side effects about that entire deal, and I just read an article today. Prior in 2019 or 2018, whatever the year was, there was, a fairly large percentage of vehicles under the $20,000 marker, and it's less than I think it was 20% of the used cars on the market.
Yeah,
were $20,000 and $20,000 and under. And today, there's I can't remember the exact number, but it seems like it was around 7 or 8% that are under 20. So affordability is a challenge.
Oh yeah, my dad
Payments are soaring.
My dad just bought a new truck, and it's it's the second new truck he's ever bought in his life. And he told me what he paid for it, and I'm like, God Almighty, man! Like, he's like, I only paid about $15,000 more than this for our house.
Right.
They built a house in '97. He said, I paid $15,000 more than this for the whole house.
Gosh, you can buy trucks over $100,000 today.
Oh, easy.
And it's it's head scratching.
Yeah.
That there's demand out there for that for a truck.
Well, and the numbers are just crazy. I wish I could pull it up, but the median income in 1990. I had it pulled up the other day, and I'd have to look at the exact numbers. But the median income in 1990 versus what the median house costs, and then the median income today versus what the median house cost, the differences are crazy.
It's exponential.
It's it was I want to say 28%. The median income was 28% of what the median household was in. And now the median income is less than 10% of what the median house costs.
Yeah, it's actually, my wife and I were just talking about this last day or two about the affordability for, you think about a young couple, but it's even harder if they're single family income or a single person trying to enter into the housing, buy their first house. It's exponentially expensive, and the payment goes out of sight.
Real quick here, median income in Stillwater, Oklahoma, $42,000.
Which is really low.
Nationally, it's
there's years ago, and I don't know if it's still the same stat, but Payne County was one of the poorest counties in the state. You do have those collegiate students that do register here create an income influx, which arbitrarily lowers that, because it's hard to think that all these students, I've seen what they drive.
Yeah.
Like, well.
So, median cost of a house in Stillwater is $260,000. So it's 16%.
16% income, right?
Yeah, the income is 16% of what a house costs, and it was in the upper 20s in the 90s. That's crazy. That's tough to make it, and like the only reason that me and my wife were in a position to do it is I went through the FSA, the Farm Service Agency, and they've got a really great deal on a farm, beginner's farm deal,
right?
Loan. Like that was the only reason. And else, I mean, we probably wouldn't have been able to do it.
Yeah, your point of entry gets more challenging. And that doesn't matter whether you're buying a house or buying a car.
Or a business.
Or a business.
I can tell you about that.
And to get capitalized is excruciatingly challenging, especially if you come in undercapitalized.
Yes.
You're crawling.
Well, then it's hard not to. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It's hard to not come in undercapitalized, unless you're already playing the game and you're starting something new. For somebody that's take the restaurant industry, somebody that's starting from scratch and even buying a food truck, you'll have 40,000-50,000 in just the truck real easy. And that's just a trailer.
Yeah, that's not the
equipment. You can get one about fully equipped for 40 to 50, but then you got to buy a truck to pull it, a reliable truck. And people don't realize that. Oh, I'll just get a old beater and it'll be fine. And well, you can't go nowhere if your truck don't go down the road.
Well, there's some of them that actually now rent. Have facilities that they cook the food in. So that's just an add-on cost.
Exactly. And it's you think, okay, I can start this. I can buy this food truck, 50,000, start at 50,000. Okay. Reality, you better have 100 to start, and you better have another 40 in the bank waiting.
Yeah, because you got to make sure your food.
Because something's going to come up.
Oh, that's right.
Your VIN hood's going to go out. Whatever, same thing. And the cost of entry to do anything.
And insurance is crazy. It's escalated exponentially, I don't know what percentage, but
it ain't went down.
No, it's gone up. In my world, it's gone up.
Yeah,
unbelievably. It's had to have doubled in the last 10 years or so.
Even in the last 5, I got my new insurance bill this month. I'm like, well, there goes another 4%. Increase from year to year, something like that. And, we price it every year, just like I'm sure most people do that are in business. We price check just like everything else. You got to save a nickel to make a dime, and it's still, it doesn't matter whether it's workman's comp or liability and anything like that.
Yeah, just, besides the open lot that we have, which is our cars that sit out, that are for sale, and it's based off how many dollars you really set on the lot that you have at one given time. The garage keeper piece of it has gone up more than I would ever think because of all the litigation that happens.
I'm sure.
So it's just a calculated risk.
Every lawsuit.
I get it. And they're going to settle even if you're not.
Well, yeah, it's way cheaper to settle.
Right. And I understand that. Yeah, I understand that too. I'm not mad at them.
Yeah, it is just a game though. Like the more people realize that it's just a game.
So, they string that thing out for 3 or 4 years. I mean, the cost is exorbitant.
How many people do y'all employ?
44 people today.
44. That's a pretty good chunk of income for Stillwater.
Yeah.
Boys and girls.
Our payrolls, which is always the largest expense, right?
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't know percentage-wise what y'all are running, but it is all for a restaurant, we actually spend more on food cost than we do payroll. But those are the killers. Those are the two big boys where that's where you concentrate on cutting, and sometimes people concentrate on it a little too much, I think. And if they could cut some of the small stuff, they'd have more success in cutting stuff. But those are the big numbers, man.
We were, the right people you can't pay enough.
No.
And then you can't. And if they're really good, sometimes we call it the Mack truck theory. I mean, somebody's going to get hit by the Mack truck, right? I mean, they pass away in their sleep.
Shoulder surgery and out for 8 months.
Correct.
And then you got to be able to keep them on and keep their spot, because when they come back, you're going to need them.
That's right.
But then you got to replace them with 3 people, because one of those people you're going to fire, the other one's going to quit or not be worth a shit, and then the other one you're going to fire as soon as they get back.
Customer service is key.
Oh, man.
Lori and I were, Toyota took us on a Toyota President's War trip. We had a French bartender. We had a dinner at the restaurant, and they took us to Whistler in Canada, and I likened him to LeBeau from Hogan's Heroes. but he was fantastic. He made the experience great.
Knew his job and how to
Knew
do
his
it.
job, was communicative, but worked the bar. And it wasn't overly busy, but he mixed all the drinks, and he talked to the customers at the bar. It was fantastic, and that's what you hope that I'd like to take those experiences back and make trainable moments, and take ones that are not good and share that with my staff as well, because we make mistakes. But the Disney experience, right? I don't know if you've ever been to Disney World. There's 18 million people there in the park, but if you go purchase something at the park, kid wants a stuffed animal T-shirts, they'll take it to your room if you're on property. You think, man, what a great experience. All they want you to do is, so you don't have to carry it around, you can buy more stuff.
That's right. You ain't got a 3-year-old that doesn't have full hands, doesn't have anything, even if you bought them 10 toys that day, boys and girls.
That is correct.
You can ask my 3-year-old.
And it's a great experience, though.
Yeah.
It's a tremendous customer service. And how can you emulate that in your own organization, or how can you create that for your consumer? I'm always trying to figure out a little different, what makes you special?
Yeah.
What makes you different?
Now, you kind of glossed over the presidential award. Like, you haven't won, 25 of them?
We've won 25, 24 consecutively. Our first one was in 96. We did not win it in 97. 96 was the first year we moved into the new building here. We were downtown. And then we've won it every year from that point forward, except for COVID, because they didn't do it.
So what is that award?
That is their highest level. It's their highest award for achievement, retention, customer satisfaction, market share, growth. So they want growth and your department.
A little bit of everything.
That is correct. So it's an entire organizational award, and market share and it is different than sales efficiency. Sales efficiency is, Toyota says, or doesn't matter who the manufacturer is, but Toyota says, hey, this is what you should sell based off of what we're selling. And so the average Toyota store is, let's say, 120% market share efficient. But you got stores that are 70% efficient. Doesn't mean they're not profitable. They're just not as efficient.
Yeah.
So you got some stores that way overachieve that number. And so you have to exceed their averages, and it's not easy to get.
Yeah. How have online sales affected things?
It's made the United States smaller, and the challenge is when you have a product that's extremely high demand and lower. You always want to, in the car world, I think you always want to have one less than demand, right? So there is some desire for the product, and fortunately Toyota's got very high demand. It's been number one retail brand for years, not fleet, that doesn't include fleet. So but you want you get, like we delivered to Tacoma to a guy from Colorado today. It was something that's hard to get, the style of it. The
exact seats, the exact level, whatever, yeah.
So they seek it out online. They just look for it. And you want that to stay in your market, but you can't turn somebody down when they want to buy it and nobody else has popped up. And, you just want it here in the market. But but the opposite is true as well. If I don't have it, somebody in Stillwater is seeking a particular, like a TRD Pro, 4Runner, Tacoma.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You could call Washington and say, hey, man, I know y'all got one of these in stock. Will you send it down?
That's correct. And like, I have a neighbor that bought the new body style Land Cruiser when they first came out. Well, we had, 12 deposits and sold orders already, or whatever the number was. Like, well, we can get your car. It's just going to be that he wanted a specific one, which is the hardest one to get. And I think he bought that out of Oregon.
Yeah.
And he talked to me. He said, hey, man, I need a car. They have a home in Austin and a home here. And and his main business is in Austin. And so anyway, he said, "Hey," I said, "I understand it. We'll service it. We'll take care of it." I didn't ask him to put my tag on the back of it, but Anyway, nice guy. And he was. I understand that. I understand it. You don't like it, but you understand it.
You want what you want.
That's right.
I understand that.
It goes both ways on that.
A little bit of both.
We call those pump outs and pump ins, vice versa, right?
Yeah.
If we sell one outside of our market, or that's a pump out. If they in-sell one, that's a pump in.
Yeah.
Just a lingo piece.
What have the challenges been since COVID? Because it's kind of just been a little bit of a roller coaster, yeah?
Yeah, we have more product availability, but there's still some areas where product is extremely short, depending on what it is. And there's part supply challenges across the entire auto industry. Somebody has an accident, and you get all the parts, and it may take you a month to get them. But you're waiting on one part, and you can't put the front end together until you get that part. And it's on national back order.
Yeah. I got a buddy that ran into that with a brand new truck, and it was a 2023 truck, and it wasn't Toyota, but that part took them over a year to get. And it was a nightmare.
We had a customer with a non-Toyota, and we have it in Toyota too.
Yeah, it's just everybody. It just depends on what it is.
We waited for a steering shaft on an accident. It took us over 9 months to get it, and they were frustrated. But we were dependent on. Yeah. But we couldn't get it. And when we finally got it, the customer called and said, "Hey, I'll just go get it fixed somewhere else." Well, that's great, but the part's coming, and they're going to order it and they'll get back in line. That's how that. He goes, "Oh no, well, you guys to go." He wasn't mad. He understood.
Yeah.
Just it's frustrating. I can't imagine having a car that's down.
Oh man, yeah, especially with if you're paying anywhere between $30,000 and $100,000 for a brand new vehicle, then okay, man, something happens and something snaps 6 months later, and now you're without a vehicle for 8-9 months.
Correct.
On one you just bought that you're still making payments on because the bank don't care.
No, they want their money.
They're going to get theirs.
That's right.
They're as bad as a tax man.
That's right. Well, post-COVID, what you are seeing some of default on cars. That number's rising a little bit, partially because those payments have gotten expensive, and the U.S. government printed a lot of money, or whatever they.
Is that going to soften the market, you think, and bring some of these prices down?
Right now, used car values have gone up, so get that plug in. It's a good time to trade. So
we're not against shameless plugs around here. We're all trying to make money. We want everybody to eat.
The used car market's gone up. There's concern about tariffs. Currently, Toyota hasn't raised their prices due to tariff, and so.
But you never know what tomorrow holds.
Well, that's right. The sustainability is going to be. They can't sustain it forever, right? No. The number I've heard or read, I just can't remember exactly, but the first few months on the tariff piece will cost in net, is what I recall, something like $1.6 or $1.7 billion for Toyota. That's a big number. And that's not a small number. They were the most profitable and wealthiest auto manufacturer on the planet.
Yeah. They've never had to file bankruptcy, have they?
No, fortunately not. That was a wild time.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, that was a wild time. When that market.
What was that like for y'all? Being on the all right side of it, but still.
Well, back to that concern, there was a couple times during that time period but hey, you're exceeding the rest of the state in profitability. And I said, well, that's not necessarily an awesome thing, because there's some big stores out there.
Yeah.
And it's not like it was awesome, but
yeah.
My first full month in when we built the building, so February '96, we lost $30,000. And I can remember, having that manager's meeting. Hey guys, look, if this was your guys' business, if you just ran your department, you might be out of business already.
Yeah.
And if we don't turn this around,
Yeah. Like, listen, here's the deal. You're the head of this department. We lost $10,000 this week or this month, and we still have to make payroll. So you're not getting a check for the next 5 months to make up for that. Is essentially, if you were running your own business, that's what it would be.
Right. So anyway, and you know what? And from that point forward, it took off and got better and better.
Yeah.
So, you know, and there's some times, odd times, I revamped how we do the service department. And, you know, Toyota was, you know, or our distributorship, we live in a distributorship world, Gulf States Toyota. And they had, hey, this is the program, this is what we think is going to help you take better care of your customers. So essentially, it's like running a pit crew to change oil. And so when Vernon makes an appointment to get his oil changed, we promise under an hour. Right? We've gotten them done in less than 16 minutes, but you got 3 people working on your car at one time. So change oil all day. Their job is change oil, rotate tires, replace wiper blades, cabin and air filters. Anything else, if there's a nail in the tire, it goes down line so that the next consumer can make their appointment. So if it needs brakes, you know, they do a multi-point inspection to make sure that if you're at a 2 on your brakes, you're due for brakes.
Yeah.
And we needed to let you know because those are safety items.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have an express maintenance piece. So we got express lube basically. We have express maintenance that runs the same way. And it took us a while. We went through a J curve. Started here, went down, dipped down, and that was in 2013 when we did that. And quite frankly, I made more money when the recession happened that year versus 2013.
Yeah. From
a profitability standpoint, and then it just, you know, it rolled up from there. Went much better, and I'm glad we did it.
Yeah. A lot of people on those, you know, you said, well, if you had a 2 on your brake pad, you need brakes. A lot of people just think that's an upsell, but for y'all, I mean, that's liability insurance, isn't it?
It is liability.
We got to talking about insurance. Hey, man, if you're not telling them this, our insurance goes up.
Well, yeah, you know, I had a phone call one time, it's been a number of years ago, but someone had a nail on their sidewall. And, you know, the tire was like $235, which was an expensive tire, almost normal today. It was a very expensive tire a decade ago.
Yeah.
And they got it repaired somewhere. And when I talked to them, I said, well, let me see what's going on. I'll call you back. And so I called them back and said, hey, look, that nail was in the sidewall. Yeah, well, another company in town repaired it. I said, well, that edict comes from me because that's a sidewall. That tire blows out when you're driving 70 miles an hour down the highway.
No.
That's just a liability waiting to happen. And I'm sorry. I'm glad somebody repaired it for you, and however much that was, but
which I don't know anybody that will now.
Not with as litigious as it has gotten.
Because of stuff like that. That's what, you know, yeah, some of the stuff's an upsell, but like, then again, a lot of it on the company side is insurance. It's like, hey, we keep doing this, our insurance is going to go up. Our insurance go up, we don't make as much money.
Well, yeah, today we list decline services on the repair order.
Oh, yeah.
When a consumer picks up their car, because they're going to sign for it. So, and it's really not because we're trying to get them to purchase that piece, we're trying to protect the organization because there's a lot of families that are dependent.
Yeah. Especially on how dependent y'all's business is on return customers and retention. That matters to y'all.
Matters to you.
Exactly. It matters to everybody, or at least it should.
And your brisket was fantastic.
Thank you.
On Tuesday. So, by the way.
We were busy as all get out, man. OSU Big 3 field days. They always sneak up on me. I put them on my calendar in June, and then July comes around. It's like, this is a crazy Tuesday. What's going on? Oh.
That funnel that gets down to the neck of that funnel in a hurry. Right? You see it out here.
Oh, yeah.
and it's still in the top of that funnel, and then it starts going down to the neck.
Yep. Every time.
That's right.
Every time.
And you can prepare all you want to, but it's still hectic.
Oh, it's like football season. Like, we're ready for it, but we ain't ready for it.
Right. It's mayhem.
Which I'm one of the weird ones that really like the chaos. Like, that's where I'm comfortable at. Like, always have been.
You're focused.
Yeah.
You know, it's
give me busy rather than slow any day.
I'm more productive when I'm under
so much more.
Yeah, when there's a lot going on, a lot of things, a lot of decisions to make, or customers to help. I'm better. I'm more efficient.
That's the same. Yeah, I am much more efficient when we're busy. It's like, probably the craziest thing we ever pulled off is it was a order for a big company here in town, and there's a Christmas deal. And it was 750 pounds of meat, and then it was twice that many sides, and we'd got it done in 36 hours.
Yeah, that's a large.
Oh, it was
large order.
Yeah, I don't remember how late I was here or how early I was here, but I was here, and you know, me and two or three other guys. I don't know how many hours we put in those 36, but it was most of them.
Yeah,
but that order went out, and those boys paid in cash, and we were not mad about it.
No, absolutely not.
You can't turn that stuff down when they're, you know. And that's been 3 years ago, so we had just started, 2 years old then.
That was a good kid.
That was a good hit.
Yeah.
I knew it was just, they called and said, "Hey, can you do this?" Yep. Yeah. And as soon as I got off, "Hey, we got to do this, and that."
Well, you had to have the capacity to do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to disappoint.
Well, and the other deal is you've got to, I called people in from other restaurants, or I know some of these restaurant owners are like, "Hey, you got anybody need some hours? I'll pay them cash. Let's go."
Right.
We'll figure out a way to do it. I'm sure it's the same thing with y'all. We'll figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
Give me the problem first.
We probably won't go the cash route. Just
not these days.
There's too many digits that can get lost in the service department, and size-wise, we want to make sure it flows correctly.
Yeah.
So it is amazing how throughput's increased.
Yeah.
And more using every stall in that service department.
Yeah.
We did that one time. I can remember pulling cars in there and just pulling used cars in there and lifting hoods up to make
it look
perception
busy.
When a customer rolled in on the drive. But when we started doing appointments, not that you have to have an appointment, but the appointment will take priority. But when we started doing that, we were able to schedule during those off times.
Yeah.
So instead of going, "Hey, just roll up at 7 a.m., well, now you got a line of cars out there, and nobody's happy.
Well, it makes you more efficient on payroll too. Consistency does.
You get to take it. You just take better care of your consumer.
Exactly.
So.
And your employees.
Oh, that's right. And in this time of year, they're pumping it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that way back to when Stillwater started. The summer times, Stillwater vacated.
Yeah.
This college.
We feel it pretty hard in this industry, but I would imagine y'all don't feel it near as hard as what a restaurant industry is. There's just a lot different value there.
Well, because there's a lot more college students.
Yeah.
When they come in the market, they're eating out.
Yeah.
More frequently than
online orders. Online orders will skyrocket.
Yeah.
For us.
Oh yeah. My daughters are good at Uber Eats or
good.
Probably shouldn't drop whatever the other one they use. So.
Yeah. So we always go through and talk about a couple crazy things. What's your favorite Stillwater memory? Been here for 35 years.
Gosh, the most recent one was the Bedlam victory, right?
Yes.
So the last one. I got a great friend of mine. We bet $1, illegal gambling on every OU, OSU. He's an OU grad.
It's only illegal if there's a take in it.
Okay. So anyway, we bet $1, and if he doesn't keep up, except for some of the sports, if he doesn't keep up with it, I don't know if I owe him or he owes me, but he keeps up with it. Just he's just that reader in the morning and tracks at sports a little more, effectively than I do.
Yeah.
So, but that's my most recent memory. I certainly met my wife here. That's got to be the best one. Blind day.
That's a nice save. She'll appreciate that when she sees this podcast.
Oh, well. Yeah.
Good save.
So anyhow, we'll hit 30 years this coming May.
That's something to be proud of, man. I'm telling you right now.
I was a program guy. I don't know why she stuck with me. I said, hey, we'll date for 2 years and be engaged for a year. And if we could, I just want to do this one time. So
that's the way to be.
Good thing is, I've gotten better looking or not. So
her eyesight has failed something.
Yeah, well, something.
You'll take the win where there's a win.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So for business people, this is something I'd like to ask, because I started managing people when I was young, and I think I was 21 or 22 when I started managing over here on the other side, and I screwed a bunch of shit up. I was a blooming idiot. Thinking back now, they couldn't afford to replace me because nobody could do the things I was doing and work like I was working.
Pay me anything.
But then again, some of the stupid stuff I did back then and didn't even know better. What's the one thing, I guess, does anything stick out? We're like, oh man, I wish we'd have never done that.
The things that I think about are some of the, I was young, just like you were.
Yeah.
When I got started, and I didn't know better. I didn't have enough experience to begin with.
Well,
and so, but what I really think about often is we could have been much better for our consumers and much better for the store, because and it takes care of your employees as well. All that stuff. I mean, we can take care of that employee. It makes everything better because they take care of that customer. Yeah. The things I've learned over the 35 years essentially have been exponential, but they were out there. Not all of them maybe, but they were out there. We got a lot more information today, metrics wise.
Yeah.
But
a lot easier to find them now than what it is.
Correct.
Then.
But the naivety was the biggest mistake. Yeah, did I make some mistakes? 100%. I mean, I remember giving an ultimatum to one of my service managers at the time when we were downtown, and he quit in the next 2 weeks. And he'd been with that store for a long time, and I liked the guy, and he liked me. He's just like, I just can't do this anymore. And I've gotten a lot more calm. I don't yell. I want to discuss. Probably yelled a little bit in those days. I'd rather. Today I know that they'll miss the point. All they know is I'm mad, and I want them to understand what I'm trying to tell them.
Yeah. So I grew up on the construction side of things. Like, even my dad was a QC manager and a welder he's a welder then a QC manager for 15 years for Brown and Reed. So I grew up chasing shutdowns with him, 3-4 months here, 3-4 months there. All his buddies who were all, if you got called, you may fight with your boss in the street and then go back to work. You never know back in those days. And then after that, he took over a trailer manufacturer, and it was a bunch of the same guys. And after school, I'd go work in the shop with those guys. So handling a crew like that, and then coming to a restaurant and handling a crew, is a completely different deal. And I tell you, that was honestly the biggest mistakes that I've made business-wise have been personnel. Same thing. Yeah. Learn how to take care of people better. You can't expect the same out of them that you get, because nobody's the same. Whether good, bad, indifferent, nobody's doing the same thing you're doing, and you're not doing the same thing they're doing.
That's correct. I can't do.
No.
I've had people call me, hey, we need a part. Well, the parts department's closed. You can't go look that up?
I have no idea.
I've got no idea. I wouldn't even.
I can't even turn on the computer.
Right.
Hey,
I can look at all the metrics, but I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do their job.
That's some of the best advice I've ever gotten as far as employees go, is hire people that are smarter than you.
100%.
And I didn't understand it for years. I mean, I was in my early 20s when and nobody was smarter than me then, obviously.
Well, I think we all feel that way.
At least I think everybody does at some point. Yeah. Anybody that tries to get anything done like that, you're the smartest guy in the room, just ask yourself.
Right. You better be in there by yourself.
Yeah. If not, go to the bathroom for a minute by yourself. You'll be fine. And then you can be the smartest person in the room.
There you go.
But is hire people that are smarter than you. That's been really good advice. Can I do every job here? Yeah, but it's just a restaurant. Are there people that are in my restaurant that work for me that are better than me at what they do? Absolutely. Thank God.
Oh, 100%. I mean, look at these technicians today. They're
computer engineers.
They're software engineers. They're mechanical engineers. Yeah. It's very intricate today. It's not like the old.
It's not tuning a carb.
Correct, and you can't find anybody to do that anymore.
No,
either. It's hard to find somebody for that. I had an old '72 Cutlass. Grew up in the Oldsmobile business.
Yep.
Wasn't anything fancy, but we rebuilt the engine, and we had a technician in our Enid store, and we had to call him because he was Oldsmobile certified in 1956. He was retired at that point. He
had to call in that favor.
Earl Gray,
yeah,
his name, yeah. And he didn't like me when I was a kid working in that store. And then he found favor with me as I got maybe a little more mature back to that.
Yeah, and back then, I was 20. I think I was 21, 22. So was everybody else that was working for me.
Right.
None of us were making great decisions in a college town at that age. And, luckily, but all of us worked. Like, it was one of those things where it didn't matter if we were out till 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning. We were working the next day and working through the same hangover as everybody.
Yeah, and they do hurt more than they used to.
Man,
I don't know how you power through it. The youth is a fleeting thing.
Completely different ordeal. The body functions differently.
That's right.
It'd take me 3 or 4 days.
Find myself going to bed earlier and getting up earlier.
Every chance I get.
Yeah,
for sure. Which I got 5 kids right now, so going to bed early is not an option. And then I just wake up early. So right now I've got to create a nap time for myself. If I can catch an hour during the middle of the day somewhere, that'd be nice.
The young kids, they have a different clock.
Yeah.
And we created that. We structured our kids when they were little.
Yeah.
Here's the time they go to bed. This is when they're going to get up. Well, even if you want to sleep in, they were up. And
for sure.
You're on go.
And like my toddlers, they nap during the day. So they're the last ones to sleep at night. And they are the first ones up. My little girl, my 2-year-old, 6 o'clock in the morning, 5:30, somewhere around in there. Daddy, Bluey, Daddy, Bluey, Daddy, Bluey. Okay, we're watching Bluey.
Oh, that's a cartoon or something?
Yeah, hey, Bluey's the bee's knees, man. They love it. And it's
better than some of them.
It's a lot better than most of them, man. It's one of the few cartoons where I'm like, that would have fit right back in the day.
I remember watching Blue's Clues.
Blue's Clues, yeah.
Is that still on?
Yeah. Different people, or a different guy now. That's a cool story. We need to go into that one day. So, Steve from Blue's Clues.
The first guy.
Do you know why he quit?
No idea.
He started going bald. And he said, I just don't think they'll relate as much to me. And he wanted to get somebody younger in there to be closer to the kids' age or whatever, more relatable. And that's why he retired from it.
Wow. Didn't know.
I think kids can still relate. Ask my daughters.
Yeah. As long as you take care of them.
Oh, yeah. They're good people. But, yeah, that was Blue's Clues was a big one. So, I was raising kids in Stillwater.
It's great. Stillwater's the greatest place on earth. That's
I
what
love
I tell my daughters.
One of my pet peeves is all the crap talkers you hear about, which they're on the internet. I don't give a shit about them. Talking about Stillwater, how bad it is. I'm like, guys, have y'all not been anywhere else?
We've got a great school system. Our vocational services, fantastic.
Yeah.
It's
go spend a month in Lawton and get back with me.
Yeah, there's challenge markets, right?
It's different. Like,
there's diversity in Oklahoma City
everywhere.
And so, Yeah, and there's bad kids everywhere. It doesn't matter.
Oh, and parents and teachers. There's good and bad in every single basket.
Correct.
I don't care what the basket is.
That's right.
There's shitty briskets that come in that we have to really baby to make right. And then there's really great ones. You just never know.
Yeah.
But, see, what all we went over here? What piece of business advice would you give somebody starting out? Doesn't matter what business it is, just there's a 22-year-old comes in like, hey, how do I get to be in your position in any kind of business?
Make sure you work hard, work plans, work processes. I'm a process-driven person, and make sure you save money to capitalize yourself when you're getting started. Yeah. And it's harder and harder and harder, I think, in any business to make that point of entry. Mm-hmm. Because everything, just like the inflationary piece, things have gotten a lot more, exorbitantly more expensive from COVID. In anything, food costs are higher, transportation's higher, all these things are higher.
Tires, everything.
And labor's higher. And so it gets harder for a point of entry. So make sure that you have plenty of capital and work plan. Make sure you have a plan coming in. Yeah. And if you're buying an existing business, if you can work your way into it, that's probably an easier path because you've got some backing behind you.
Do you see a lot of, because we're obviously different generations and stuff. Do you see a lot of that where people are actually bringing in those young people? Because I've seen a bit of both. I've seen where they'll bring it in. Then again, I've seen where they just don't want to give it up ever. I know one deal where this lady she's 80 years old and she will not pass it on to anybody else.
And she's not selling it. Yeah. Not letting them in.
Yeah. And then, like for me, and I'm 35, my goal is, hey, I want to pass this, get something ready to pass on. I need to get it built up good enough to pass on to the next guy. Maybe I make a little money off of it for a few years. But it needs to be in a position where I can pass it on and go, enjoy the rest of my time.
Yeah, I think that's the hard part is when, right?
Yeah.
In the auto sector, these publics have made it harder for entry for somebody that's wanting in. And, income hasn't grown exponentially as what the cost of the entry is. And that makes that's an extreme challenge. You got to know what you're doing too. Back to what piece of advice, you got to know that business. I've had opportunities to
learn it,
to jump into different industries, and I'm like, hey, I don't know anything about it. Real estate would be easier, right? Because it's still going to be worth something.
It depends.
Well, that's correct. You got to be.
But it's the same thing if you
study it at least and go.
Exactly.
This seems like a probable, point of entry. I've not done a lot of.
My dad had some pretty sound real estate advice for me, and I ended up giving it back to him one time. He told me a long time ago when I was in high school. He said, "Listen, they're not making any more land."
That's correct.
And he called me a few years ago, and we'd been leasing this property, this 100 acres, and mowing hay off of it for years. It's like, I don't know if I'm going to buy it or not. I don't know, yada, yada. I said, Dad, it's connected to you, and they ain't making no more of it. That's what you told me, right?
Did he buy it?
Like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I know it.
Think about the ag world. It's hard for the next generation to buy the family farm because of the value of the land and what somebody else is willing to pay for it.
So here is, and this is going to be unpopular with some people in the ag industry, period. Farmers and ranchers are not like normal people. And when we started trying to be like normal people is where we have lost a lot of family farms and family ranches. If you pass, your assets are theoretically split evenly between your kids. If you do that and you're a farmer and rancher, I think you're a blooming idiot unless your kids have the same vision. Unless you have a pair of kids or 3 kids that are committed to working the farm. Other than that, I think you're a blooming idiot. You give it, if you want to keep it whole, give it to whoever's working it and whoever's going to work it and who's going to carry the legacy. You have to sit there and decide, do I want to split things evenly and kill the legacy or risk killing the legacy and what I have put the last 40 or 50 years of my life into, or do I give it to the kid that is going to continue it? Like, that's the risk. Like myself, my dad and them have land and a ranch down there, and that's not his sole income, but my family's been on that ranch since the late 70s. When I moved away, which for me there wasn't a lot of choice back then because there just wasn't a lot of going on in southeast Oklahoma besides trouble, and the guys I was hanging out with, it wasn't a good deal. I wasn't going to go anywhere.
Right.
I needed to get away, and I never came back. I never went back, never moved back even for the summer. And that's one of the things I've realized over the past few years is like, and I see some transitions and stuff, and I talked to my mom about it the other day. It's like, I realized that I don't have a right to that place because I haven't bled over it in 15 years and sweated over it. And that's been a hard realization for me because of how much I love it. But I'm one of those guys, I'll choose the legacy. I can do my own thing. I can make my own way. Not everybody's going to be able to do. Some of your kids ain't going to like that. Even the kid that you choose ain't going to like that sometimes.
Well, if they don't want it, they need to share it. Yeah,
that's the deal. Well, and it's one of those things where Corb Lund wrote a song about it. It's S Lazy H, and they split it between. It's about the ranch dying. They split it between 2 kids, and sister sold her half the ranch for development, and then the other half of the ranch won't pay for it.
Right. That's a challenge.
It's a challenge,
and I don't know. I mean, I'm not really I call Enid home because that's where I finished school, high school, went to high school there. But there's big corporates out there too that are, and they're powerful and they got a lot of money.
Damn right they are.
And they're efficient. They have, in that size mass, I'm guessing that they have more efficiencies. They can run a combine crew to come in and cut wheat, and they just go south to north, and they don't need to buy more combines to accomplish the same task.
No. Well, it's like, say, Freddie Paul's Steakhouse versus Texas Roadhouse. 1,000% Texas Roadhouse will always be cheaper because they get a different price on the meat that they buy because they buy 1,000 times more, or 10,000 times more meat from the same company every year, where Freddie Paul's doesn't have that opportunity. And it's the same thing in little farms versus big farms. They buy grain cheaper, they buy diesel cheaper. Hell, some of them own the damn diesel company. So it's Walmart. Walmart sells groceries cheaper and processes things cheaper because they own the processing companies. And why wouldn't you if you could?
Yeah, I get it.
A lot of people don't like that. It's like, hey.
Fortunately, in the car business, not like that.
No.
The cars cost the same amount of money.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But it's a wild deal.
One of those good things the government has done.
Yeah.
Because the big guys would eat you up.
Oh, man, yeah.
They just eat you alive.
And that's just a way of business. And a lot of people don't like to hear that either. But they're like, hey, it doesn't matter what business it is. As soon as you get to a certain growth point, it's as cutthroat as you want to be.
Yeah, that's right.
From one end to the other. Once you hit a certain marker, you have to be or you will not survive.
Yeah, well, you'll see even, more rural or, car dealerships in the car business in the small towns, they're not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Those,
it's not because they're doing something wrong.
No, they just one, they can't get all the product they need, and so and it's harder to find people.
Yep.
To come to that rural market. They don't. And the world's changed.
Yep. And the internet has saved a few of them. You know what we were talking about.
Oh,
earlier.
absolutely.
Like if they jump on that train and they handle it right, absolutely they can. Look at my favorite thing is Antlers, Oklahoma, and I don't know if they are, but they're in the top. They were at one point in time. They sold more Polaris Rangers than anywhere in the nation. In Antlers, Oklahoma, a town that has 2 stoplights and didn't have 2 until I was in high school. When I turned 16, they got the second stoplight. They had.
Well, that's big time.
There was 1 in the county at that point, in all of Pushmataha County. There was 1.
That was big time.
We'll talk about a one stoplight town. It was a 1 stoplight county.
Well, in high school, I went to Oklahoma Bible Academy, and it started out. It was in Mino, Oklahoma. I don't think they had a stop. They may have had a 4-way stop, though.
Yeah.
And they had a convenience store.
It's more of a pause.
That's exactly right.
It's hard to meet 2 people there at the same time.
That is exactly right. And then it moved to Enid, and the school really grew. But post that, but you're right. The small towns. I mean, you got to travel.
Oh yeah, they got to.
And we're lucky back to Stillwater. Man, we've got great services here. We've got a great hospital. You know,
we really do.
We're very fortunate to have it. You know, the Enid used to be a big hub for the Northwestern Quadrant. I don't know that it is anymore. I don't spend enough time there, but I don't think it's like it was.
I don't think it is like it was. I mean, in Stillwater, the growth on the hospital and things like that, the growth in this town is, I would put it against any other town and any other city in the state as far as growth-wise. It is amazing. I've been here 15 years, and it is amazing what has been done in 15 years.
You just go down to campus, and if you haven't been on campus in a while, you're like, wow, when did we put that building in?
Oh, yeah.
It's unbelievable.
And they're tearing down and rebuilding every day.
Yeah.
The construction, especially in the past 5 to 10 years, has been just wild.
Yeah,
and new housing in the past 5 years.
Oh my gosh! And then we still have a housing shortage, I think.
I know, and it's not stopping. I don't know.
I hope it doesn't. We hope it doesn't.
Right.
I like the growth.
I do too. I think it's good. It's darn sure good for my business. More people, more food,
more opportunity,
more That's catering. Right. I love catering. That's my thing. But it's it's a wild thing.
I agree.
I do. And it seems like sometimes there's been more crisis in Stillwater, but I think it's because we're still at that real small town feel. And when something happens, everybody gets behind it. Look at the fires.
Yeah. You had a big wing ding.
Yeah, but it's because everybody got behind it. It wasn't one of those things where I had to just do it all myself. No, everybody got behind it and said, hey, we're going to do something.
Yeah.
And that is just, it's awesome. People can whine and gripe and bitch and moan and complain about Stillwater all they want, but man, there's a lot of really good people here, and there's a lot of really good stuff going on.
I can't agree with you more.
Juergen, I appreciate you coming on, talking a little shop, and letting us know a little bit about the industry.
Thanks for having me. Enjoyed it.
Glad to have you in Stillwater, buddy.
I'm happy to be here.
Good deal. What's the best way to buy a car from you? Just show up?
You got my cell phone number.
I do.
I just can't answer some of the difficult questions.
There you go.
What's the gas mileage? I've got no idea.
So I don't know, but I'll see if we have one on the lot.
Right. No, it's online. You come in. We'll do it any way you want to do it.
Make an appointment.
Any way you want to do it. We're gonna make it easy.
That's what I like to hear. See you guys.